The California-based group Red Hot Chili Peppers consists of vocalist Anthony Kiedis, bass guitar Flea, and drummer Chad Smith. Due to the constant change in lead guitarists from the band, they first started out with Hillel Slovak, who died from a drug overdose in 1988. They are currently occupied with Josh Klinghoffer, who landed a spot as a backup guitarist with the band in their late 2006 Stadium Arcadium tour. While having gone through Dave Navarro, a former member of the mid-1980s rock group Jane's Addiction, their One Hot Minute album in 1993 would only keep him until 1998 when he decided to leave the band. The most notable member who has had a big influence on the band, especially for their 1991 album Blood Sugar Sex Magik, is John Frusciante. As of the late 90s and early 2000 follow-ups Californication, By the Way, and Stadium Arcadium, he along with the rest of the band members have been the most dominant lineup for the group to this date. Their 1991 album was not only a huge impact on my appreciation for alternative and funk rock music, but it was one of the first CDs I ever bought that started my interest in music itself. I admire it because of the clever guitar riffs and quick, somber lyrics combined in the content of the album, as well as the artwork and printed lyrics inside of the booklet. Just like the Beastie Boys' hit album License to Ill, Rick Rubin became the producer for Blood Sugar Sex Magik. Because the Beasties were rappers who liked having rock-style music behind their lyrics, Rubin must have been attracted to the Chili Peppers in some sense when he helped with their 1991 album. Anthony Kiedis, when he got his first start with the band, expressed his creative side by rapping instead of singing. During an interview with his father, he explained how Anthony is careful choosing his words before resolving on the ones with the right poetic feel. The Chili Peppers aren't married to any style, so they don't just mix funk and rock music deciding to do an entire album in that sense. They switch it up on every song based on how the group feels musically. With Kiedis and Flea being the most original members, it is almost seen that they are the creative force behind the song content. A lot of the song content seen on their 1991 album is sexually driven. These were the type of guys who would go on stage at an awards ceremony naked with tube socks wrapped around their willies. Kiedis remains to say that only 10% of their music is actually sexually dominating. Their opening song called Power of Equality talks about race and rights and questioning whatever happened to humanity. Halfway through the album, Kiedis revisits this notion on The Righteous and the Wicked. Another example off the album is Under the Bridge, a song about Kiedis overcoming his drug addiction. However, singles such as Suck My Kiss and Give It Away are a complete reflection on his sexual nature. He tries to switch it up with a few romantic hits including Breaking the Girl and I Could Have Lied. A look back on Kiedis' former friend and bandmate Hillel Slovak can be heard on My Lovely Man. When Blood Sugar Sex Magik dropped, the group went out touring to promote the album. Shortly after, the music industry witnessed an alternative boom along with other bands such as Green Day going out touring to support their CD. Before the album dropped, the Chili Peppers were worried about being able to support their families and put food on the table. Blood Sugar Sex Magik was such a success that they were all able to buy new cars and houses. The band didn't become popular after their first record, which probably played a role in their getting used to being a band and dealing with management and touring. The group members understood that in order for them to become successful and stay that way, they would have to get used to that lifestyle. Kiedis pointed out that if the band got big after their first record, it's possible they wouldn't have continued. Having gone through an adventure of music from their first self-titled album in 1984, to Freaky Styley in 1985, to 1987's Uplift Mofo Party Plan, and 1989 Mother's Milk, Blood Sugar Sex Magik is their fifth album that launched them on the map and helped make them more well-known. They have continued their journey providing music for almost 3 decades and possibly more to come. The Peppers are definitely a band that should be looked at closely. Not only did their Blood Sugar Sex Magik album have a lot of hit singles, but they have provided follow-up hit singles on their more recent albums. If I had to make a 5-year plan to highlight where I would stand in the music industry, the Peppers would be a good example to take a page out of, seeing how their longevity has lasted in the music world and knowing that they didn't become big stars overnight. I also realize that they take their surroundings and world topics as influences, which is something many artists have a hard time doing. They definitely think outside the box, and I know if I were to produce musical hits, they can't all just be about drugs, sex, or money, but they all have to encompass each other and tell a story.
I got a girl, say she long and tall.